All right, welcome to another episode of the TC Plus Show, everyone. And today it's me and Tyler. We are aiming to have a little bit closer to a regular show here. The only thing that's not quite regular is we hope to be having a guest most times.
Sir,
But Tyler's going to kind of be acting as our guest today.
I am the guest. Next episode, guest time, hopefully.
Yes. We won't be interviewing or, asking the little bit of introduction from Tyler because we've already had that in a previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to worry about that at all.
If you haven't seen that episode, you can watch it. And if you haven't seen Corey's episode, you can watch his too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed, I looked today and I'm like, Tyler's the one with all the views.
Am I?
You're the movie star there,
Well,
Tyler.
That episode's been up longer, and also is the first one. I feel like
Yeah.
that has something to do with it. But
Yeah.
trust me, the Corey views will catch up.
A lot of first comers, eh?
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
they just ditch us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, we know
Story
how,
of my life.
we know how the first episode went. Then,
Yes,
eh?
yes, sir, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
It's only up from here, baby.
yeah. Hard to go down from
Yeah,
zero, eh?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's exciting to have Tyler on this episode again. And so I think instead of, I guess, the generic, oh, yeah, never mind. First of all, we start out, got a book here
Yep.
of 3,000 questions.
Yes, sir.
I was going to jump into something else, but this is first on my agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to kind of open this book and point my finger at one.
To a random page, which you probably have selected beforehand. Yep.
Hey, I'll let you pick the page.
Yeah. Let me get my finger. No,
Yeah, you stick your finger in it, and then I'll point my finger
Actually,
somewhere on the
no,
page.
you know, fan the book, and just ask me to say stop. You know.
Okay, but I
like a
will,
magic
but
trick.
then I got to do a little more introduction on this.
Okay. Yeah.
So, it's a book, and it has 3,000 questions in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Some are deep, some are not deep, some are weird, some are strange, some are very normal and basic. So we don't know what we're getting. It might be something that could create some good conversation, or it might just be like an answer like no.
Could be very stagnant.
So see what happens.
Yep.
All right, we're fanning it.
Yeah. Fan it. Stop. Right there,
All right,
baby.
and then I'm just gonna
You
keep
can-
eye
you
contact
can-
with
yeah.
you, and then, ooh, what is meaningful to you?
Okay.
Oh, okay. There's one other thing
Okay.
that we didn't mention.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I will give you up to 2 additional questions if you want.
Okay.
So,
So I can skip.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
yeah. If you're like, this is a weird question, or I don't
Hmm.
like it, then
Yeah.
and I think you could go back to any of the previous questions too. So
Okay, all right.
total,
So
you could have up to
okay.
3 questions.
Three
But
options.
if you're this, to me, this is good, but
This is a
it
good
might
question.
be too deep for you. I don't know.
Well,
it's really tough on the spot.
I like the idea of going deep. It's just that one is a pretty tough one. We might come back to it. Give me one more.
Okay.
Let's start.
Let's get
Yeah,
back to the
yeah.
fanning. Which way did I fan last time?
You fanned front to back.
Yeah, I'm going back to front this
Okay,
time.
sure. Stop. And we'll get one near the back. Oh goodness. Oh, good. He's read this question before, hasn't he?
No, I
No?
haven't. I just
Okay.
read it now. How much attention do you require?
All right, we'll answer this one.
All
Because
right.
this is pretty easy.
It's good.
In general, quite a lot of attention.
A lot of attention.
Yeah, attention-seeking behavior most of the time. But
So, trying to decide if I should dig more into that.
if you want, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what does a lot of attention look like?
I don't know. Normally, just people, laughing or watching you, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is a good thing
Mhm.
to have a podcast then.
Exactly right. I need attention, please.
That's good. That's good. Okay.
It's a cry for help.
Yeah. So what about on a daily?
Mm-hmm.
So does that require you being around people all the time then?
I mean, a lot of the time I like to be around people, but there's just times when I do something dumb and I'm like, why the heck do you do that? And then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that was just to get a reaction to someone, you know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, what do you think makes you that way?
I'll blame it on being the youngest.
Okay. Yeah.
Blame it on being the youngest and didn't get attention from my siblings.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm going to send this episode to them.
Yeah, please do. They'll see it. They'll see it.
Oh, that's great. Anything else you want to share on that, or shall we move on?
I don't know. We'll try to fix it eventually in life, you know. It's not as bad as it used to be, I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We'll get better.
So, I don't know how I would have been years ago, but throughout my life, I have really tried to figure out, like, what do I do for other people versus, like, what am I doing for me? And that's very, like, revealing, finding out, like some of these passions that I thought I had really were more because maybe other people thought I had them, or because I thought other people wanted to see them in me, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's way more exciting doing things that you actually want to do.
Yeah, rather do it for yourself rather than for other people.
Yeah. But, like, that sounds really selfish.
It does.
There's, like, if you're intentionally doing something for someone for their benefit, like, yes, you should, and that's good to do at times. But, like, it's when the things that you think you're doing for yourself, but you're not, you're doing it for other people, where it's an issue.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So, next part.
All right.
What's on your mind, Tyler?
Okay. All right. So what's on my mind here is I was thinking about traveling. I was thinking about getting out and about, and one of the things I thought about then was just you know, what's some of the worst trip stories, traveling stories you've had, or I guess singular story, which I think we'll each share a story at this point in time. Would you like to go first, or shall I?
Well, I feel like you're the guest, so
Okay, fine.
One question I have leading up to that is, like, why was that on your mind?
Just kind of came up in my day today. I was just thinking, and I was like, oh, that was a terrible time. I gotta share that, even though I think it was a terrible time to me. In a story form, it might not be that exciting, but hey, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you got a really exciting story to lead us or end us off with in this segment. I'm putting it all on you.
Sure. Let's.
Yeah.
I've got not really. Well, let's go with you, and then we'll come back and
Sure.
I'll give you a couple options, maybe.
Okay. Sounds good. So my story comes from a Guatemala trip I had as a class. This is the trip I actually missed your wedding because of.
Oh.
You know, I couldn't get to your wedding because of it.
I totally forgot you weren't at my wedding.
It was sad, but you know.
You're not the only one.
No, I'm. Corey's got a list of everyone that didn't make it out to his wedding.
I know who you are.
Not inviting those people over. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, it was to do with getting to where we were going. So this was a class trip, kind of going to a mission spot, kind of do some help out activities, you know, stuff like that around in Guatemala. Now, it's a solid amount of traveling to get where you want to go, because normally when you travel, you think like, oh, you take a plane, whatever, 4 hours, you land, you get out, and you're there. But not so with this. So with Guatemala, you have like a long flight, and then you get there, or you land, and then it's like, oh, now you got to take a bus ride. Got to take a long bus ride to where you need to get to go. Now, sometimes I heard other people flew took a little small plane from the airport to the spot where we needed to go. It's in a town or city called El Chal, I think. Anyways, so but we didn't get the benefit of a plane, so we had to take a bus ride. And so we had a group of like 10 or so people, and we all piled into a 12-passenger bus with luggage. And this is not a nice, ideal bus. This is, you know, a very small, kind of near the end of its life bus. It's not in the greatest of condition. And
so when you say bus, is it like a bus, or is it like a van bus?
Van bus.
Okay.
Van is a better way of saying it. Like, think of it as like a large family van.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I was kind of thinking, but then I was like, maybe not.
Calling it a bus, but yeah.
I think that's what they'd call it generally in those countries, not?
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, anyway, so we all started in high spirits. You know, we're just, oh, hey, we landed off our flights. You know, this is cool. Woo, let's go. We're almost there, guys. And then it had been a long day of traveling up to this point, many hours. And then we're just hopping the van. Things are going great. You start off in Guatemala City, where the roads are nice and everything's dandy. And then, you know, a couple hours go by and you're still feeling pretty good. Stop once or twice, you know, maybe I think we got a Wendy's somewhere on the line. Unreal. And then we keep going, and eventually we hit this point in the ride where everything just, time stopped existing. Because this bus ride was supposed to take 8 hours or something like that. And we got stuck in traffic. I don't know why. But there was no cars were moving, or very slowly. And, the roads were all clogged up for whatever reason. We got out of a city and into like just regular dirt roads where everything's bumpy. And, we're in this cramped van where there's no leg space and we're all tired. And, eventually we all just kind of got delusional. And so then you know, I remember specifically one of the guys, he just randomly kept on laughing, just broke out in laughter because he didn't know what was going on. He was just like, and then we all like peer back there, and we're all trying to get sleep, and he's just laughing away. No one knows what's going on. And then
That's kind of creepy.
yeah, it was kind of creepy. But then just as you start nodding off to sleep, finally, then suddenly a ride check comes in, and these guys just poke their heads in, yank open doors, just start shining flashlights in us in their eyes, and like, oh, what's going on here? But in Spanish, so I have no idea what's going on. And that happens, I think, at least 5 times, so about once every hour, I would say. And it made it like literally impossible to get sleep if it wasn't impossible already, which it was. Because you'd hit a bump, you'd have your head resting against a window, and you'd donk your head in the glass. And then, you know, what I'm trying to say here is it genuinely felt like time wasn't existing, and we would be in that van forever. Mm-hmm. Because it was probably only like 5 hours of this bad driving stuff. But it felt legitimately like at least 10 or more, because you were just in this purgatory state. I don't know. That's probably not a great way of explaining it, but yeah. That's what happened.
So how many hours total travel time were you at?
It was, well, the bus ride was 12, and then, I mean, like, I guess I'm not sure total, because the flights weren't actually that long, but, you know, flights are nice. But you got to drive to the airport, and then...
Were you almost 24 hours in?
Probably 24 hours, yeah.
Wow.
Something like that. Full day of traveling. So, like, you're all very tired by that point, and, you know, just, like, when I say it was cramped, you know?
Yeah. And when you arrived, what happened? How were you feeling?
I mean, pretty much everyone was pretty lost at that point. We all just kind of stumbled into bed and slept, and woke up not ready for the next day, but that's all right, you know?
What about your ride back?
Ride back was, like, minty. I don't know, it took, like, 7 hours total or something. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Time didn't stand still?
Time did not stand still. Just on the way there, I don't know if there was some sort of drug bust they had going on. They had constant ride checks or something like that. I'm not sure, but
interesting.
I don't know. It was if you were there, you would have hated it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's about all I got for you.
So you're looking for a story from me now?
Yeah, I'm looking for a story from you.
Okay. So I thought of my travels. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, it's been good. It's been real good.
Yep.
It's just like nothing bad has ever happened while I'm out traveling, or nothing crazy. Sure, these little things. And then I was like, well, yeah, I guess there was that one time, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So I'm very sensitive to temperature when I'm sleeping.
Right.
Very sensitive to temperature, I would say. Like, I can't sleep if I'm too cold, and I can't sleep if I'm too warm, but I definitely can't sleep if I'm too warm. You already see where this is going.
Yep.
And overall, fantastic trip. I think it was the first time I was in Grenada. But, like, man, I was sleeping in the top bunk in some basement with no windows, and it was smoking hot.
That's a recipe for disaster right there.
We had, I think, 2 or 3 fans in that room, like trying to blow air around and stuff. And I don't know if I barely slept the first night because of how warm it was. But I think by the time you get into night 2 or 3, like you start sleeping eventually because you're just that tired.
You need to. Yeah.
But like it was a rough start to the week, that's for sure. But then I got to thinking, you know what? There was another time that was worse than that. And so it was, I'm going to say I was maybe 18 or 19. And you're just kind of, living life, getting out there on your own. But there's still some of these hurdles that are tough to jump over. Like, you can't rent a car very well, I don't think.
I don't know if you can.
Okay. Like, getting a hotel room is like, I think you can.
You can, but if they can stop you if they want, I think.
Okay.
Like, they don't normally, but...
There's all these little things that you're still kind of living on the edge with. And credit card, I have a credit card.
Yep.
But it was quite a small limit on it because you're 1 or 2 years into your credit card and they don't give you nothing.
Yeah.
And me, probably always filling up the credit card. And I would pay this sucker down right before we go on the trip. So I paid, and I thought that the payment goes through right away. And so I paid down as much or more than like my credit limit to like, because like if you pay your credit card into the negative, then you can, you have more room for a large purchase.
Yep.
I think either like to zero or in the negative is what I was doing. And I don't know if it was I think it might have been close to a week. We headed on a road trip out to a Bible school to do some cleaning. And I don't know if it was how was it? I wonder if the first night we head out there, and I'm the only guy with a credit card. So like I'm responsible for everyone's night at the hotel.
Corey's the leader of this group.
We had, I don't remember if we had the thing booked or not. Either way, we got there, and they always want your driver's license and your credit card. And so I give it, and it's declined. And I'm like, the heck? I paid this.
Yeah.
And, but I guess it hadn't went through. I called the card. Oh, they hadn't got it yet or something. I feel like I tried to get a credit increase. It wouldn't do that either. Like on the spot, nothing. Yeah. So
give me some more money.
We were screwed. So we went like, can you do anything else for us? No, not willing to work at all. All right. Well, see ya. So we head over. There's a hotel next door. So I'm like, what, let's see what they say. So we head over there, and like, yeah, we can deal with you. We can help you out. What we need is like, I don't remember what it was, $500, $700 cash, and they'll hold on to it. When we check out, they'll go check the room. Everything's good. They give us our cash back. All right, let's go. I've got cash to boot. And so, boom, we hand them over their cash, and we got our hotel stay in, and away we go. And then I'm like, well, we'll be good by the next time, right? Well, I think we were going to be out then the next day maybe. But then we were staying there for a night or two. And then I'm like, by the time we get coming home, I'll be good to go.
Yeah.
But no, I was not good to go because it was over a weekend. So they're like, oh, the payments, like the days of, like, I think it's maybe 3 days between you make a payment and they receive it roughly. They say you should wait or like expect. So it's 3 days, and it was over a weekend, and weekend days don't count.
Okay.
And there was one of those funny holidays that no one else has, but the banks have. on Monday as well.
Just
So
happens
there's
to be one of those days.
Yeah. So there's 4 days of like not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then my 3 days finally get to count.
Yeah.
And so what, you're at a week now
Mm-hmm.
in between the time your money left the count by the time they got it.
Seems like an unnecessarily long amount.
Yeah.
Like, is this not automated? Do they not, or like, what do they need to do? What
I
does
don't
the
know.
holiday
Dude,
matter,
this
man?
was 10 years ago or
Okay,
more
that's
than
true,
10.
yeah.
But like,
What kind of tech is going on?
still,
Yeah.
it should have been there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was very surprised and kind of stressed. Anyways, they were heading back. Luckily, there were some other people out there that we knew helped me out. Was in a tough spot.
Mhm.
It's good times. Had some chats, but like, that's probably that is like my biggest like time on vacation that I had like something really bad happen. I hate, like, I don't like to be responsible and not be able to do what I'm supposed to do.
Right. Not reliable. You like being reliable.
100%. Like you know, we plan on this happening, boom, let's get it done.
Yeah.
But then like being in a scenario where like you're physically just like, there's nothing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can call them, I could scream, I could do whatever I want, then it wouldn't fix it.
Yep.
Like, and that was, I don't like that feeling at all.
Bad feeling.
And so that was my most horrible time that I can recall.
Bad vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just very confused as to how credit card companies can't receive payment all in like within a day at least, you'd think.
Well, I've got one now that does. Yeah.
Well, but even back then, man, like everyone had phones.
I don't know. It's
Crazy. Mm. Yeah.
Any more questions or comments?
Not sure that I have any.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to, do we split it up? Should we toss the food for thought in there?
Might as well.
Food for thought.
Yep.
All right. We've got a new segment called Food for Thought.
Food for thought, baby.
Food for thought. Today, what we're bringing is Cool Whip or whipped cream. Now, when I say Cool Whip, that's technically a brand name.
Yep.
I think the actual name of that would be whipped topping or whipped dessert or
Okay, maybe.
whipped
I'm not sure.
something.
I've only known of it as Cool Whip. I didn't even know that was specifically a brand name.
It is a brand name.
Okay.
Just in case someone's like, what is Cool Whip?
Kind of like Kleenex and all that, you know. Yeah.
So my question is, which is better? Or maybe there's different things. But like, is Cool Whip or whipped cream, like literal cream that's whipped?
I feel like you got to go to the source, baby. Got to go churn that cream. Got to go churn that cream, get that cream whipped, and that's going to be better over time.
Like you're saying, you
whipped
like
whipped
it.
cream's better. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How did I just have this feeling?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, tell me why. Just because like you got to go to the source?
You got to. I mean, it's the most real thing, and my family would laugh at me for saying that because I'm the guy that loves the Kraft Singles cheese slices. You know, like those things are unreal. You melt them on a burger.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I like the good one, but like there's something about the classic Kraft.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And they're always like, "Oh, you gotta get the real cheddar Black Diamond ones, you know, and that tastes way better." I'm like, no, it doesn't. They're flavorless. They're just nothing but just orange. Anyways, but in this case, I'm switching the gears, and I'm gonna go with the good old fashioned whipped cream.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna disagree.
All right, why do you say that?
Well, it's kind of like where should we start? I wish I liked the OG. Churn the cream.
Yeah, churn the cream.
Whip the cream. Beat it into submission.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah.
But I don't. I like the. I like the fake stuff. And here's part of why. Oh, maybe this. Okay. I forgot. You don't know how to smell.
No, I do not.
You don't know how to smell. So I can smell the cream, like the whipped cream, and and it reminds me of a dairy barn.
Right.
And so then I'm like, I can smell the barn in the whipped cream.
Is that all like subconscious kind of, or like in your head, so to speak, or?
Well, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
so-
I'm thinking.
yeah, well, it's
I
all
can
in your
smell
head,
the
but, like,
barn.
Yeah. Your mind connects there somehow, and then that's what ruins it for you.
Well, that's one of the things.
Yeah.
But just like getting that kind of, and then the other thing is the texture.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more like wet,
Okay, that's actually a fair point. Yeah.
and whereas the other is like more like fluffy, slightly more dry
Mm-hmm.
texture. And then my third point is just like how long and well it lasts. Like you get some whipped cream and like you put it on a piece of pie or wherever you put whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you put whipped cream?
Yeah, pie, except I don't eat pie, so trifle.
Trifle.
I
So you
guess.
put it on there, in there, and like it starts, to me often it feels like within minutes it starts to like deform and
Mm-hmm.
go back to just cream.
It's all part of the fun, baby.
I don't want cream on my dessert. I want like something fluffy.
Right. Yeah.
And whereas you put that Cool Whip on there,
She's staying like Cool Whip for the entire night.
yeah, you take it to the potluck or whatever, you go
Yeah.
home and you still have Cool Whip in your leftovers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does your wife feel about this? Is she on your side or the other side?
I'm not sure
Because this might be a spot of contention in your marriage you need to iron out here.
why.
That's just a big deal.
We generally so I think she looks at the container and is like, this isn't good for you.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I love it. Like it's my most favorite thing. Like I don't like
Okay.
or like, well, I shouldn't say that since we know what the next segment we're
Yeah.
going into. Hey, no, it's not my favorite thing, but it's like, I don't want the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if I have option A or B, I want Cool Whip. Like that's the option.
Yeah.
I don't like anything else is.
It's not
Plus,
like
it's more work, man.
Yeah.
Like
but-
the one you scoop out of the container, the other one, beating it for a while.
You get to use the fun beaters. You know, they're fun. They're fun. You get to burn, like you said.
Yeah.
It's fun. We're having fun, Corey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Is it fun when the mom does the cooking?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never made whipped cream in my life. I'm gonna
Are
be
you
honest
serious?
with you. No, I never have.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I really just never see the thing with this one is I'd never really have either of them too often. Like it's pretty rare. So maybe I'll change if I really get down to business. But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
Yep.
I'm glad that we disagreed.
That makes it better for sure.
Yeah.
We should disagree more often.
I thought you would probably agree with me,
Okay.
and by the sounds of it, your family also thinks so.
Yeah.
But clearly, you're a bit of a weird cookie on this one.
I'm always a weird cookie.
Most times.
Yeah, weird cookie with whipped cream, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Jumping into the
I'm
next part.
really interested for the next one because
Okay.
I feel like you should probably introduce it. It's about you.
Yeah. Okay. So, confession time here.
Mhm.
Episode 2. I said I don't have favorites.
Mhm.
And as we were going, I was reviewing our episode. I realized that we said we're going to talk about this later. And so here we are, episode 3.
It's later.
It's later. I'm like, you know what? We should probably just jump on it, get into it, and talk about not having favorites. And I really don't know where to start. I thought maybe you have a lot of questions in your mind about not having favorites, but maybe not.
Well, okay. It's just my whole brand is having favorites.
May I say I'm not surprised?
You may say that. I mean, you just did. You
So-
just did.
Here's why.
Okay.
I grew up with your sister,
Yep.
and she seems to have a lot of favorites.
Yeah.
Like as a kid and like growing up.
Yep.
And so like if it's kind of in the blood, maybe it's in the blood to have favorites.
It is. Now, not two in the blood, I guess, because, we're cousins somehow.
Yeah.
Somewhere
it
on the
probably
line,
came on the
blood-
other
yeah,
side.
I came from the other side. Side that you're not a part of,
That's right.
I mean, the reason I love favorites is just because I feel like there needs to be a favorite in everything. I just feel that way.
Why?
I don't know. I have a desire to figure out what is the best, what is the top, and I think that's kind of maybe it comes from my my competitiveness. You know, need to know what is the best and everything. I don't know. That's kind of
because
maybe
I'm
a stretch.
I'm kind of like that as well, and I'm like I think this could be better, and like if I'm making like some cookies and I'm like okay, I think this could be better. Let's do a little this and this. Okay, yeah, that's better. I like that now.
But you'd never go and say this is my favorite kind of cookie.
Okay. Generally not, no.
But I feel like you got a favorite cookie.
I've got a pretty dialed in cookie.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I wouldn't call it favorite because there could be something out there that's better.
So is that your whole reasoning behind this?
A little. There's
always a bigger fish in the sea.
Here's the thing. How do you feel about your commitment with your favorites?
Pretty solid. I mean, naturally, but here's the deal though. Favorites for me, they can be ever changing. Like, you know, if something dethrones the favorite, then so be it. You weren't performing at your level, get knocked off.
Okay.
Things change. It's not like it's a hard set in stone thing.
That's interesting. I think like if I had a favorite, it would be a favorite for quite a while, but I could see it changing. But I guess more the meaning of how's your commitment to your favorite is like, okay, you've got a favorite cookie, and you go to the cookie restaurant.
Cookie restaurant.
Yeah. There's you know what? There is a place in Waterloo that specializes in cookies.
Okay.
It's not called the Cookie Restaurant.
I hope not.
But so you go to a cookie palace or something, and you have your favorite cookie. Now there's 6 cookies on the menu. One of them is your favorite. Do you have to get your favorite? That's what I'm meaning about commitment.
Okay, so you're saying that if I have favorites, I should always get my favorite no matter what?
I didn't say that. I'm asking what is your commitment level to your favorites?
In general, I will stick with it because it's what I know and it's basic and it's easy and I know I like it and I'm not going to be disappointed. You know, maybe it's the fear of being disappointed. I don't know. But I'm like, okay, all right. So let's say my favorite is, I don't even know. I actually don't have my favorite cookie dialed in. Not sure exactly. Probably like an oatmeal, no, monster cookie. Probably a monster cookie. So let's say I have that there. But if there's like a nice chocolate chunk that's looking really good, I might try it. You know, there will be times where I mix it up. I would say about 1 in every 4 times or something.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So if I would see a favorite, I would feel like I'd need to be very committed to it.
Okay.
Because it's my favorite. And if I'm not willing to be that committed to it, it clearly isn't my favorite. I clearly like this one and I like this one and I like that one. Right?
Yeah, but you can have more than one like. It's just one can be the top and you get it more than the others.
But then why aren't you getting your favorite?
Because it's still good to mix things up every now and then.
So you have a less favorite one. You're like, I know what I really like is over there, but I'm just going to have something that is a little, like it's subpar compared to that. And just for variety. There's a Malcolm Gladwell thing about that, I think,
Probably.
Maybe not. No, it was a different book.
Okay. You're gonna explain it?
Should I?
I mean, I don't know.
Let's go. So, I might butcher it.
Okay.
But the idea was that the people that, so they had two different groups of people pre-order what they want from a restaurant for, I'm going to say a month or 2 months or something. But they had that meal once a week, or I forget what the frequency of it was. Not super often. Maybe once a week, maybe once every 2. I don't remember what it was. Maybe every 3. So the one group ordered like their favorites occasionally and tried put other things in as like, and the reason they put those other things was for variety.
Yep.
And the other group just like picked their favorite and had that every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how they did this, but they figured out like who was like enjoyed themselves and was the happiest with their decision after their meal every time.
Yep.
Probably just the self, like how did
Evaluation,
you
yeah.
enjoy this or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, it came out that as much as we generally think like, oh, we need to spice it up and have variety, the people that were the happiest were the ones that like had the same thing over and over again.
I see. That's actually surprising.
Yeah.
That's a surprising result. So then, doesn't that support your idea of favorites, though?
It doesn't support
Or
my idea.
no, sorry, doesn't that support the idea of a favorite?
It does.
Yeah.
But that would not exactly.
Okay.
Like, I don't think you should have a favorite just so you can order it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So then that way it doesn't. But if you have a favorite, you should be ordering it all the time.
Thing is that it's just like it so depends on my mood, man. Like if we're thinking about food here, because that's that's what we've been talking about. Like, I mean,
But we can talk about color too,
you could.
So, should we go back a little, or were you going to say something more yet?
Well, I feel like I kind of lost my train of thought once you started talking about
Well, I'll hop
thing.
on my train.
Yeah, go on your train. Why not?
Okay.
Let's follow the choo-choo.
So, I'm just kind of thinking about how I came to the revelation that I don't really have favorites generally. And as a kid, always growing up, like everyone's like, "Ooh, what's your favorite pizza? Or what's your favorite food? Or what's your favorite dessert? What's your favorite color? Or who's your favorite friend?" All these different things.
The favorite friend one's always really difficult. When I think about it, it's like because it's always the guy that's asking that's like, "Please say me, please say me." Like they're like, "Who's your best friend, Corey?" And it's like, if you don't say me, I'm gonna hurt you. It's
I don't have favorites, bro.
No, I'm
Good
not.
response,
like
eh?
that's just what I'm saying is what they want to hear from me. They want to like, oh yeah, my favorite one friend is you, Peter.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and I felt like I was always making stuff up just to please the person that's asking this question. Like, what's your favorite color? Like, I don't know. It's probably, I pick one. And then like, if you asked me in another 3 months, I probably wouldn't remember that I picked that same one and I'd pick something else. I'm just like, I like these colors. So let's.
The integrity of this man.
No, I just was like, I was trying to like blend in with society and showing that I also have favorites.
Yeah, trying not to be a tool. It's like I don't have favorites.
Anyways, I've like, you know what? Grew more confident in myself. And so now like if I don't feel like I have a favorite, I don't have a favorite. But like you get asked so many times, like, you come home from like a week or 2 weeks of vacation. What was your favorite part of the trip?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like it's the trip, man. The trip is my favorite part. Like everything we did, I had fun doing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do all the things we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like so if I look back at our summer trip, there's a lot of road trip. I want to do a bunch of driving. I love driving, looking out the window, seeing the cars go by, whatever. The road trip. But like I love the hike. I love the just love all the different things. And like that's the beauty of life is like all these different things. And so then to be like, this is the beauty of life, like a chocolate chip cookie in the cookie world is the best cookie. It's my favorite cookie. Just like I can't do that because like I like that, but like, man, in a generic cookie, like chocolate chip is the way to go. But like if we start diving into Christmas cookies, my goodness me, is there some real good favorites in there too? So now you don't have favorites anymore.
It's not that hard. Just pick one, man.
Well, then I'm back to like living a lie of like having a favorite.
This disturbs me to my core, actually. Like, it just does. It's an ick.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, like, why can't you have one, man? Why can't you be like the rest of us?
So I was thinking, I think there might be a few things in life that I could almost have a favorite in.
Mm-hmm.
I think my wife pointed one out. I couldn't remember. I don't remember what it was.
Do you have a favorite person?
Well, she asked me that too. Yeah, I guess we could go with
I would
that.
have been disappointed if you didn't say you did. So that's good.
But it makes it that like
Makes you shrivel up inside.
I don't like to have favorites.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I it is the way it is. But
Yeah.
let's go with that.
Mm-hmm.
If that person was the only person I was with all day and every day, like that would be boring too. I like the spice of other people
Yeah.
in my life.
And that's
like
okay.
the spice of Tyler.
I don't think that disregards the idea of favorites, though.
Yeah.
Like to me, favorites are just the one thing that you can have more often than the rest because you like it a little bit more. But
See, yeah. See,
But-
there's like, if I think about like cookies,
mm-hmm.
I can't narrow it down, man. Because I'm like, I want that cookie. I want this cookie. I want this other cookie too.
Want all the cookies,
Well, not all of them.
Okay.
There's some bad ones.
like raisin cookies.
Tyler's trying to stir up some controversy out there in the world.
Raisins. Oh,
Raisins. Yeah.
brutal.
So there is those raisin cookies, yes. That like you may as well just pass on by. But yeah, I don't like there's I'd say there's the cookies are on a spectrum of goodness.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't think there's one that's at the top. There's like a clump of them at the top.
So kind of like a tier list then.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, that clumps them together anyways.
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
Top tier cookies.
Yep. So I'm interested though.
And that's why when we talked about favorites the other episode, I was able to give you like a few because like I've got some top tier colors, I've got some top tier friends, and I've got some top tier cookies.
Yep. Makes sense. Do you have any quick shares of things you kind of have favorites in? Things that kind of break the rule. Besides person.
Well, I don't know. I kind of my brain dead thinking about something that I would have a favorite in. Like she asked me about all my cars that I've driven. Do you have any favorites in that? I'm like, no. I've enjoyed each one for like what they are.
Yeah.
And like they've each been fantastic. Have you had a favorite car?
Well, I've only had 3 cars, I guess.
I can't pick a favorite out of 3.
No, I can. It's very easy. It's the one I got now. It's the best.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's just objectively the best. Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Well, no. They've been all good. They've been all good.
So you can't think of anything off the top of your head?
Yeah, I'm trying to think like if I have a favorite shirt or like yeah, no, I don't know.
For stuff like that, for me, it's like whatever the newest one is, and then that fades,
Newest
and then
is
you bring
best?
in a new one.
Yeah.
Well, like
Is that-
often, anyways.
Is that how you do Friends too?
Yeah. Yeah. The older you get, the more we've seen each other, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Worse and worse every time.
Just start bickering.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a fight.
Yeah. Any more questions on that?
I think that's pretty good, I would say.
Pretty good. Okay.
I don't understand it, but I see, I understand a little bit more where you're coming from, I guess.
Okay.
And that's
Good
what we
deal.
needed.
Good. Good. If you've got any more questions out there in the audience about favorites, not having favorites, put them in the comments below.
Yep. We'll make sure to get Corey to respond to all of them.
If there's more people out in the world like me, give it to Tyler in the comments. Just give it to Tyler and be like, there's no favorites in this world.
Berating me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think then to close up this episode, are we doing a quote by Tyler?
Yeah, you had said that, and I thought I was trying to I was like, man, I have a favorite quote,
You have a favorite quote?
But thing is, I totally forget what it is.
Oh.
So
Do you have just a quote?
I've got a quote.
Maybe we'll pull out the favorite later.
Yeah, I'll try to see if I can find it again.
Another later episode. Yep. Okay.
I'll just do. It's just a short little phrase. And you ready for it?
I don't know.
Ignorance is bliss.
Okay. Do we
There
end
you
off
go.
with that, or
That's how we ended off. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You all have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good night.
Yes, sir. Sleep tight.